Hi, you guys. I'm live. I'm somewhat live. I'm so excited. I tried to set this up on my iPad and it didn't really work. So I'm here on my phone right now and I'm super excited. It's Saturday night. I believe it's Saturday. We're going to fix this. Saturday night, and I've got to text them on Facebook to let them know we are live so that we know we're live, right? Okay, let's look. Hi, how are you? I can see you. First one here, probably because I have the distraction of the other one waiting to go. I'm just Facebooking that I'm live right now so that people know I'm live because I'm insane. I can never do this on order. Okay, Louisiana. Okay, New Zealand. Louisiana, New Zealand. Hi, you guys. Hi. Oh my God, I love you guys. Hi, everyone. Hi. I'm going to Facebook them that I'm live because, I forgot to do that before. Yeah, so I'm going live and I'm going to tell you about our adventures during the day because we had adventures today. We had many, many adventures today. Hi, you guys. Yay. Yeah, super fun. I'm still wearing workout clothes from the waist down. I just got ready from like here to here tonight. Okay, so can you guys feel the energy outside? Things are shifting, but here's what's interesting. You know what I was really happy to see, and I don't know about in your neighborhood. I see clapping hands. I don't know about in your neighborhood, but I was so happy to see that everybody was out and like nobody, oh, Alberta, Canada. All right, my people. I was so glad to see people out, and I was really glad to see people with their dogs. I saw couples holding hands and walking. So I just have to say this. If it's going to be 6 feet apart and social distancing, can we switch that word from social distancing to common fucking sense? Why do we need to call it social distancing so that we can all say something stupid publicly like it's gone around the world? No, it's common sense. Wash your hands. Don't go out if you're sick. Don't go up to strange people. Probably don't put your face on a tray on an airplane, right? Those trays. My kid used to always put his head down just like that. Thunderstorms. Wait. Oh no, rain. No, I can't hear you. So I was really happy when I went running this morning, and I go at times where I won't be noticed. But I was really happy because there was this really cute couple and they were holding hands and they were walking down the trail. And I was like very happy because it was them and it was a few of us, but I'm so curious. I know I had to run the fucking jelly beans off my ass. That's basically really why I got out there. But there's so many different things going around and people are terrified. So I want to take everybody back from being terrified to using common sense. Okay, so you know how they tell us, I'm glad to see you guys Saturday night. I'm so excited because we really can't go out. I would be driving around. I'd probably be hitting my piercer's shop to switch out some jewelry. The reason, I know everybody asks, the reason that I use piercing shop jewelry is because it doesn't infect my ears. Thank you. That's Angela. Thank you. I saw that this time. It doesn't infect your ears because it's body grade jewelry. That's why I do it. That's my son told me. But what is Stella? I'm going to do that tomorrow morning, and I'm going to Instagram myself doing that just in the middle of the street somewhere. Stop traffic. Stella. Okay, so I was at the bank today too, and so they have like this glass all around my bank. You can't get in there because God forbid you should like rob the place in the middle of broad daylight. So I go to them, have you guys heard of anybody sick, right? So I'm just asking the two dudes behind the counter, and they're like, they look at each other really strange, and then they look at me and they go like, what's coming in through this glass? I'm like, really nothing, right? Because it's that glass, that shatterproof glass. So I was so excited. I saw these people. Now, here's what I wanted to ask you guys before I start. So with the common sense, wash your hands, don't get up in people's hoochie space, stuff like that. Does it make sense to you that they're going to let old people, because one of my family members went to the senior, and I'm not saying I'm against following him into the senior thing, but he went to the senior thing at Costco. So they line you up at 8 o'clock. So he got there at 7:30, right? He gets there at 7:30. He's in his 70s, and he gets there. I see that, Chris Cornell. Thank you, by the way, not from Chris Cornell, somebody asking about Chris Cornell. So I go, into the line. I would have gone into the line. Anyway, he's there at 7:30. So there's already like 100 people in line there. These are all old people, seniors, okay? Like older people. So they're in line there, all of them, and they're all outside, so it's cold. And I mean, in California, it has actually been cold here. So they're all outside. Some of them are sick, some of them are fearful, some of them are like, whatever, but they're still, 6 feet apart, 6 feet apart, but someone's going to scooch up and steal like a foot in there. I do it for fun because I'm a bitch, but I just kind of creep up just to freak people out. Anyway, he stood out there. Okay, this is a man in his 70s from 7:30 all the way through. Thank you so much, Daniela. I saw that. All the way through 7:30 to 9:30, okay, before they let the seniors into Costco early. And when he got in there, keep in mind, he's 100 people back in the line. When he got in there, guess what? Of course, the only thing people want is freaking toilet paper, bleach wipes. Okay, thank you. Okay, oh, I can't say that name. Oh my God. Thank you for the super chat, you guys. It just went right up. Anyway, it's going to start ringing over here. Okay, is Michelle Obama a man? Can we not get past that? I'm going to look up her sign and I'm going to tell you. Anyway, so he waited out there. So 7:30, Tom Hanks. Okay, I'm starting with the old people first. I'm older people. I'm not calling because, my preference in gentlemen is always much older than myself. So I am not making fun of the older population. Oh, and before we finish this conversation, I see Lynette. Thank you. I wanted to shout out to my friend Estelle. I've always got to do this in the beginning. Okay, so my friend Estelle, I'm going to call her my friend. Maybe she doesn't want me to acknowledge that on here. I'm going to call her my friend. She is the real Estelle Day, and she does Jafra Cosmetics. That's where I get this freaking great under eye cream that goes under here. And I didn't bring it out tonight because I'm out and I've ordered more. But anyway, it covers up my bags because I have these genetic bags and I sleep like 4 hours a night because I got to bug people by text. And I'm on this text chat that never stops. Okay, never. I shouldn't even say it, but I'm on a text chat with Claudette. You guys don't know Claudette, but I'm going to tell you about Claudette. Anybody ever watch Mad Men out there, the show Mad Men? I'm going to text her right now. On live, oops, I see I'm doing this in front of you guys, sorry. On live, YouTube mentioning you, Claude. There, I'm telling her. Anyway, I just did it. I'm on her text chat, and these girls are up all freaking night, right? Mad Men. Okay, Claudette was the set designer for Mad Men. So when we used to hike, like I literally meet these lovely people hiking or in my Starbucks. It's Kitty. Thank you so much. I see it's Kitty. Anyway, Lori, who's on here, I met at my Starbucks. Claudette does Mad Men. So I do not get any sleep because I'm on this girl group chat and we are up all night. Okay? Everybody, I don't know, these people sleep on different time zones. So anyway, I use Estelle, Jafra Cosmetics. I use their concealer under my eyes. What I need is to age backwards 20 more years, but that's not going to happen. So I use Estelle's makeup. So the real Estelle Day. And I'm on Estelle's chat with Carol. I'm not telling you their last, well, you know Estelle's last name. Anyway, I want to say hi to Estelle's mom, Jana, because she studied astrology. And she raised little Estelle knowing all about astrology, and Estelle's dad did astrology. And so this is worth total applaud for that, because anybody that studies astrology from childhood on is so great. So I'm going back to the Costco stories. I wanted to do that. So the people over 70, okay? And he's out there 7:30 to 9:30. He gets in. So he's like, oh my God, there's going to be toilet paper. Because I said, get me some toilet paper and get me some paper towel, because last time I split with them and I wanted this, right? So he gets in, he walks over to the paper towel, one left. We're talking 9:30 in the morning and the seniors get in first. So who is scooping up all the toilet paper? What is wrong with you people? You don't need that much toilet paper. And if, in fact, you are using that much toilet paper, why and where are the plumbers? We need these plumbers to be on because we're going to fuck up the whole plumbing system. Just saying. So I'm curious, they put the older people out early, 8 o'clock at night, in the morning, they can go. So if there's 100 of them and they're wandering around Costco, even if it's 6 feet apart, do you not think some of them have lung problems? Some of them are on chemo meds. Some of them are on whatever, they are on. So why is it that it's okay for random seniors to go out and wait in Costco or wherever the hell they are, but our mayor and the other dude, our mayor and governor, Garcetti and Newsom, don't want people climbing up park mountains. I can see little kid like playgrounds, because little kids, they're always picking their nose and putting their hands in their pants and then touching things, right? They're little petri dishes. But if you're going to tell me that it's safe, and I've been in arguments all day with this, but I don't care. If you're going to tell me it's safe to wait in line in front of a bunch of people in a grocery store where most of them are not wearing masks. I mean, there's some masks on people, but most of them aren't. And you're going to tell me 4 people hiking up a hill where nobody else is because they're too lazy to climb up the hill, or they can't get up the hill, or if they had respiratory issues, they couldn't get up there. I don't understand that. So there's a problem with that. Yeah, I know about Newsom. Oh my God. Okay, so I posted on my Facebook today just for education. Apparently they're bugging our cell phones, but when you think about that logically, thank you. I think that was M. When you're thinking about that logically, and thank you. Oh my God, it just went by. See, it goes by. I still haven't figured out, and I can't set it up on my iPad. I'm so confused. Anyway, when you think about it, if they're going to listen to all of our iPhone conversations, they want to catch people that are not quarantining. If it's mandatory, or you follow me with my cell phone, then I guess it's mandatory and it's not self-containing, making you a fascist because you want me to stay home, but you want me to go into Walmart with those people in Walmart, the coffee people in Walmart. You want me to go into Ralph's, and you want me to go everywhere else and touch and be around people. Wait, I think you can. Just go to the Real Estelle Day on Instagram and then ask. Stella, I should say Estella, right? Okay, so I'm over that. But anyway, so when you think about it, I want everybody to like kind of think logically, because, and a lot of people didn't want me, I got some emails, don't talk about the virus. I have to, it's part of my day-to-day life. I go out there, I got to talk about the virus. What the hell? So I'm not going to be shamed by people telling me to, that word that I won't use, which we'll call common sense, a streetcar named Desire, exactly. I'm not going to go do that, because I'm going to do what works for me, because this could be my last day on earth, and I'm not coughing at anybody, and I'm not sick. And if in fact, I just want you guys to think about this. I'll tell you Sylvia Browne's story. I think I told it, but I am going to tell it again. If in fact you can be infected or a carrier without knowing it, every time you self-quarantine for 14 days, but you go to the grocery store, you free-infected yourself. So are we supposed to stay in for the rest of time? Because you've reinfected your fucking self. You may not be a carrier now, but you will be when you go to the grocery store and you touch the thing and accidentally you touch your face. Oh my God, and it curls into your hair and then it lives on something shiny, your necklace, your nose piercing. What about that? Think about that. That's right. So the point is, I don't think the carrier thing is exactly the way they're describing it. It doesn't feel right to me. I'm going to say that. I don't understand modern day witchcraft. Not sure what that is. Okay, we have some people over here. Okay, Robert, have you seen Robert F. Kennedy's posts about 5G? I haven't, but I do like his posts about vaccines. He's a total anti-vaccine person. I washed my hands before the virus came out because I'm not a pig. That's what I did. Unless, of course, well, I won't even say that, but I'm saying I don't know if Sylvia Browne was a fraud, actually. I'm going to talk about Sylvia Browne now. Wait, we were talking about 5G. Hold on, 5G. Now, here's the interesting thing. I don't know if 5G is good or bad, but I can absolutely say that I've been tireder than usual. So I can imagine with all the electricity, and they are putting 5G towers up everywhere. All over Vegas, they've been ripping up palm trees by, oh God, which hotel is it? I forget which hotel it is, but they took out like 13 palm trees, moved them, and put up cell towers for 5G, although they say we're not going to be running 5G on it. But it's interesting how they're doing it while we're all supposedly self-quarantined. What? Right. So the government is pulling fast ones. And if anybody thinks the government, and forgive me if I'm saying something shitty, I'm sure there are pockets of okay people through the government, but you have to consider the government on a whole, and you know that I scream about this ad nauseum and have been, and really I must be my past life as a Cuban not dictator, Cuban revolutionary, because I feel Cuban right now when I'm saying this. But if you believe the government, you are crazy. There's something wrong with you that you would trust these people. We don't have a choice in government. We have people that we're forced to vote for. If you vote, if you buy into that low vibration, there's people. And by the way, who are these people? Okay, apparently Pelosi is related to Newsom. It's her nephew. So why am I even dealing with these two? Okay, first of all, and any of these politicians that don't. Okay, let me word it this way. I saw an article with Bill Gates today, and I have it here. I think I posted it on my Facebook page. The article was how Bill Gates was going to help with the virus, and he was on CNN. Now, call me, you know, a dumb blonde bitch, but excuse me, Bill Gates, are you a doctor? No, you're not a doctor. Okay, so, oh, you have $1 billion from apparently doing your Microsoft thing. That's awesome. Good for you. So let's take your billion, million, whatever you have dollars. Since we don't have masks in New York City, and Governor Cuomo or Senator, whatever he is over there, he's asking for them because the population is getting sicker. Why don't you billionaires take your money out of your pocket and hire manufacturers, go wherever you know you've got money, throw money at people, they'll work, put them into warehouses and have them make these masks. I can't understand why that's not happening, but you're going to help us with the disease. Well, you're not helping us with the disease because you're not making the masks and you have the money. I don't have the money. You have the money. So you and your billions of dollars suck. You could, you know, bite me at this point. So when I'm listening to people talk about the virus and what they're doing, I want to see them put their own money, and not $1 million. Not that $1 million isn't a lot. We should be so lucky, right? But when you have $500 million and you put $1 million, that's like you and I having 100,000 and giving away $5. It's not really a charity, is it? It's us doing something, but people are like, oh my God, no, you've got $500 million or $1 billion or whatever. It's not okay. Wait, Bill Gates is part of the plan. Oh, I know. I can't listen to him. Oh my God. Okay, so here's homework tonight. To be annoying. Okay, so homework tonight is to look on Instagram. So I looked at a post that somebody posted, and I think it was Charmaine, if she's on here, she posted it. Charmaine, Utah, and Mormon. So she'll know who she is. Anyway, I think it was her that posted it. So I thank you for this information. But if you look at it, it was a post from, what's his name? Zuckerberg, Facebook dude, right? Okay, so the Facebook dude, he put a post and he said he was joining the Gates Foundation. Oh my God. Isn't that special? Aren't you special? That's special. Anyway, he was doing that and they were going to help with the vaccine. Again, excuse me, computer people. I don't understand what you're saying to me because last time I checked, you're in computers and not a doctor. I'm a psychic. I'm not a doctor. I'm also an asshole and still not a doctor. Okay, so I don't get what's going on here. So let's look at it this way. I go to Melinda Gates, Instagram. What do I see? I see her life and shit like that. But I see her, I scroll down, there's her with Oprah. And what do I see all over her page? Her little foundation with the brown skin babies. I am now not trusting anybody who is in foreign countries where kids have brown skin babies. I'm not seeing that. I don't know who the Antichrist is. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's so many of them running around the planet right now. I realize it's only supposed to be one. But these people are going into these poverty-stricken countries, throwing their money out there. And Princess Di, Chris Cornell, and Chester Bennington were the three people I channeled that told me, oh, and I thought it was Leroy Moore, but somebody else said it could have been somebody Clements. Oh my God. Forgive me for not knowing. Whichever man it was I did see when I was channeling, they told me about brown skinned babies. I know that if you are doing a charity there, it's because you can get in through government restrictions because you have money. So you can shove the money in their face. And then you have access to so many kids whose parents are in poverty and will take your money because they think you're going to babysit or go with a nice man. He'll take your pictures. And what am I seeing on my Facebook that has a little kids where it says donate for the virus? And there's some little kid. Let me see the release for that kid's picture before I know what it is. I know it's the blood cult. I know exactly what it is. This is my point. But I want to see those little kids' release form for their little kid pictures before you shove some sad-eyed looking little kid at me and say donate. Do not donate for that. Do your research on the company before you do it. It's messed up. They put the picture of the kid because they want to guilt you and shame you because your kids aren't in poverty and aren't stuck over there. It's bullshit. If you want to donate, find someone to donate and help. Buy groceries for somebody, do something for somebody, but don't give to those things because they're full of shit. And the people that run those are just scamming brown skinned babies. Princess Di told me that straight out. Told me that straight out. I mean, as far as a dead person can. And I never knew about it. I never understood it. I never thought about it before this, but she told me straight out. Okay, Tom Hanks. Let's go to that guy. Tom Hanks. I'm sorry. I'm going to try not to say comments that are just vile, but let's just look at it this way. Okay, let's go over here. So TMZ reports that Tom Hanks is back in the country and he came through Van Nuys Airport. Now, I love Van Nuys Airport because all of my Canadian flyer friends that come out here, they usually come out here in September and they come till like the end of December when the fires are, and they fly those water tankers, and they're all from Quebec and Montreal. So when I run my mountains, I run into these guys. I've seen them for years. They come in and they fly those big tankers. So they always invite us down, the kids, the family, let's go look at the planes in the Van Nuys Airport. It is true, the little planes come out. If you have money, you fly in and out. But am I to understand this correctly? Because I was talking to Lori about this. Y'all, one day we'll meet Lori when she gets courage up to come in front of the camera, but maybe she won't. But anyway, we're talking earlier and she's like, why are those people driving themselves home? And I thought, you know, that was a good point. Why are they? So let me get this straight. They had coronavirus. They were in Australia, which is awesome. They got shut down in Australia. Okay, I understand that. You can't get on an airplane when you have TB either. You have to be quarantined. I get it. You got to make sure you're okay, but they don't have tests. And what if they're carriers after they got it? Because they say you can get it twice. So if you can get it twice, what if these bitches are carriers, right? We can't let them out there. No. So I looked, TMZ, I looked on their, I heard TMZ, then I looked on Tom Hanks. I'm going to look right here because you know it's my favorite thing to do just before I open my mouth. Okay, so we have Tom Hanks' Instagram. So he's been home for 2 days, apparently landed in a private jet in Van Nuys, a private plane, whatever. I'm assuming it'd have to be a Gulfstream coming from Australia. So he landed in Van Nuys down here, then got in his own car that just happened to be parked there because he flew out of somewhere else, and these two drove back to wherever the hell they live. Yeah, not buying it, because when I look on his page, look, can you see? There's no mention of we're back, we're healthy, you know, Tom, hi folks. What is that? Sorry, I'm making these faces like, I'm like, whatever, what is that? Hi folks. No, we don't buy your folks thing. We know what you are. So then I had to go to Rita Wilson, who completely looks deranged in this. Here she is, she's talking. That looks like someone who's high, drunk, stoned. I don't blame her, she's stuck in Australia. But down here, she's given out her phone number. Her phone number, should you want to text her, is 310-299-9260. We should be asking her if she's back in LA, right? Right. So this one on her face, here, right? This girl, where's the I'm back in Los Angeles? Where's the I'm back in Los Angeles, right? Where is it? Where I don't understand. Sorry, texting someone who just texted me in the middle of this. I'm just telling them they're going to phone. I'm like, no, I'm on air. Anyway, where is her? Where is she? Right? Why is she not texting? Oh, look, here we are. Here's our son. Here's our dog. Here's my couch. I took a shower in my own bath. Look, why can't she do a Madonna, sick, deranged Madonna, and shower in that, whatever the hell? What? And By the way, ladies, if you're going to do like Botox or some kind of whatever it is you're doing to your face, Madonna looks bizarre in this little bath thing she did. You guys have all seen that, right? We got Madonna. Don't follow them. And I know everybody bites your head off. I was once reading somebody and I said something about Madonna and they just looked at me like, if they'd have had claws, they'd have clawed me. Okay, so this crazy one here. Oh, she's posted a lot since I can even get there. Okay. So, yeah, she's posted a lot. I don't even know what to say. All right, well, I'll just skip that. So I don't see evidence of Tom Hanks being back in town. Do you not all post on your Instagram when you come back into town? Because I do. I mean, I post anyway. I stop myself from posting when I'm in the bathroom. I'm that bad. So you're telling me Tom Hanks and his, hi folks, he's not posted? Where is he? Where is the man? Nobody, I don't. Wait, David Geffen isolating on his yacht. Oh, is that another word for making a run for it? Maybe Hanks and Rita are over on his yacht. Oh yeah, there's a beautiful picture. I've got my phone here so I can pull these up. I should have researched it, but I'm on a different thing. There's a beautiful picture of Oprah, Rita Wilson, David Geffen celebrating Oprah's birthday. Interesting, because it just happened to be birthday. I'm going to see if I can pull it up without doing 20 things at once. I apologize, you guys, here for that, because I'm scattered. But apparently, yeah, they all were doing like the happy, nonsense, whatever this is about. Well, let's see. Yeah. There they are. They're just precious. There's David Geffen. I don't see Rita Wilson there, but Diane Sawyer and Rita Wilson were in the other picture I had. But anyway, you can see Mr. Geffen over here, Oprah and Gail. It's all for Oprah's birthday. Oh my God, celebrate. Anyway, long story short, his boat was docked somewhere around where Sabrina Bittencourt was at the time after she had turned in John of God for what? What were we going to say? Oh, that's right. Kidnapping, breeding, selling babies illegally, whatever that charge is, and murdering the breeder women. Yeah, that's John of God. These merry band of birthday celebrators were all on Geffen's boat under a different name at that time. Her birthday was like January 29th. I believe I'm talking last year because I believe John of God got arrested December 17th or 18th of 2018, so I think I'm talking 19 when we hit the early part of 19. And it was Sabrina Bittencourt, and guess what? Guess what happened to her? She hung herself. Oh my God. Again, another hanger. So let's just word it this way. When somebody commits suicide, we're going to call it suicided and AKA murder. They're not all doing this with ropes. Her son came out, but they were celebrating in the yacht, and I believe it was somewhere near Sao Paulo, Brazil. I could be wrong. On where it was. I know that John of God's compound was outside of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Okay, Prince Harry, he's good. He apparently is back in LA with his wife. Here's what I'm going to say. If you're born into those royals, I don't think you can really escape it because you're one of them. You're one of them. I mean, would you want that queen yelling at you? I mean, come on. That face, those clothes, those shoes, those dogs. I mean, what's that about? No. So I don't know that he can escape it, but I do know that they, live on their own down here, and maybe they're trying to escape it, or maybe it's a distraction from what the hell's going on over there. That's right. So, okay. So let's talk. Sylvia Brown. So Sylvia Brown was one of the first public. She worked out of San Francisco, it was San Francisco, as a psychic doing readings day in and day out. For that reason and that reason alone, I feel she's legit. I never personally got a reading with her, so I can't say, but I did work with her because, again, I was pregnant with my Keithy. And I had a big fat belly, and I was at NBC, I mentioned this before, a show called The Other Side. So I was really young, and I was mid-20s at that time with Keith. So I was young, and I was sitting in the green room. So that day, I was doing 2 shows back to back. So you go into the green room, you have your stuff in the makeup room, your change of tops, your pants, whatever, right? Keithy! I know. It's like Stella, but it's Keithy. You know, I get bad text messages from this nonsense. Um, but I was in the green room, and the way it works at NBC, it was really fun actually. You would just show up, you would go into hair and makeup. Here's a tip. Anybody ever showing up on a TV? Let's see, the weird black eyes. Oh yeah, I'll talk about that. Anybody ever getting interviewed on a TV show? If you're actually going to get interviewed at a network, when they tell you, oh, we'll do your makeup, understand makeup girls are so busy. They have every guest for the whole day. Also, it's better to go in with a full face of makeup the way you do it, but like lightly on the eyes or the liner if you do it like, you know, weird. And then have them touch it up because they really don't have time to like put, this was just my experience. I learned it the hard way when somebody put like turquoise eyeshadow on me and I looked insane. So I then wore my own stuff in. So they just put eyelashes on, curl my hair, you know, whatever, when I had hair. Okay, so Sylvia Brown and I were in the, she was on stage. So I peeked out there and she was doing everything, rocking it, rocking it, rocking it. And I got scared because I was like, I can't do what she's doing. She gets everything right. Well, earlier to her going out on stage, so she was going to go out and be filmed, then I was going to go out. And I was talking to divorced couples about astrology, and then I was talking to people about astrology and depression, right? So before Sylvia went out on stage, I'm sitting next to the food because that's who I am. So I got cookies beside me, I got fruit, I got all kinds of stuff, and I'm pregnant. So I'm eating, stuffing my face like this. So this kid is across from me and I'm watching him. He's a cute kid. He's like 12. And this boy comes in, and this boy, a young man, probably 17 or 18 at the time. And he walks around and he's talking to people. He's like, and so he asked me, he's like, what are you here for? I said, I'm one of the psychics. He had no interest in talking to me. That's rare, because if you say psychic out in public, guess what happens? People swarm to you and then you get a headache and you're like, oh my God. So he walked away from me, but I saw him talk to the little boy across from me, and I heard the little boy say that his brother had died in a motorcycle accident and then his dog died. So I overheard this. So then I'm watching Sylvia out on stage, and she says, I have a man here that died on a motorcycle and he's with a dog and it's a brother, you know, blah, blah, blah. So the kid's like, oh my God, that's my brother. Which, if he really thought that, then that was cool for the little boy. He's about 12 or 13, if I remember correctly. Parents in the audience, this kind of thing. And he really wanted to talk to his brother. That's why psychics have a responsibility, right? So you have a responsibility to actually tell what you know or not. So then I went out and I did my divorce people out there. I mean, couples getting divorced, whatever the hell their problem was, looking at their charts, right? So doing composite charts with the two, so, you know, you blend the two charts together and you read this. So I had to come back in. I had to go into the green room, grab my bag, because it's locked after the people leave. Grab my bag, go into the other stage to get ready to shoot the second show. Hair and makeup again, blah, blah, blah. So Sylvia was in there when I went back in. She went back to get her money because there was some issue with the check. And there was that kid I saw when I was when he's like, so what are you doing, right? And I'm like, I was a psychic, and he walked away. So the kid at the time was actually her son. What I believe happened, now that's not a good story, but I've told it so much that, whatever, I was there. It's actually what happened. The reason I find it interesting, I don't think she was a fraud. I actually think she was legit. I think she did the best she could, and maybe she was manipulated. I do know people that went to her and said she was a really good psychic. So I'm going to take them at their word. They're not stupid. So I know several people that actually liked what she did. But here's the thing. Those producers don't want psychics to really read the way we read, right? They don't want us to be us. They don't want us to speak the way we do. They want to try to script us, because really what they want to do is hire actors to pretend that they're psychics, and then so they can control the whole story. So you think that psychics are so outlandish and so right all the time, and then they like to bring us down so that we are considered crazy. Therefore, you won't believe psychics when they really pick up information. It's to discredit us. I believe when Sylvia went on, because I've had producers do this to me, and shame on the producers. But they want a show, and it's entertainment, right? So they want a freaking show. But Sylvia worked as a psychic, so she had that in the background. TV is so full of shit when it comes to psychics. So what happened is she would have her son like scope the area. This is what I'm assuming. And he would like listen to people's conversation. She would have bits and pieces. And then she would go on stage so she wouldn't be wrong. But the fact is, we psychic types are wrong a lot. It could be in the way we describe the information. There's no harm in that. You're asking and paying for us to give our opinion through what we feel with our body instrument. That's all a psychic does. We're not like the magic 8 ball, right? So yes or no? Yes, no. Although some people treat us like that, but that's not what we're here to do. We're here to help you on an emotional strand. It's like it's an intuitive art. We're here to take your thoughts and your questions and move it in a direction that may open your mind or trigger something to help you grow in a different way and hopefully get the answers you're looking for. But we're not always going to get those answers either. So that's kind of interesting with that. Now, there was another psychic I know. I used to teach classes for meditation out of my house. And again, I'm going to mention this. Keithy was like 4. Yeah, because Jason was 7. So Keithy was little and they had to go out. They went to the circus and everything. Their dad took them to the circus. They went on these outings every time that I taught. Circuses are really bad. They're like bad for the animals. But this was before all of that happened. I still thought they were always bad. But whatever. I had to get the kids out of the house. I had a house full of people, right? So once a week, the people would come in and I would do the meditation. Now, some of the girls in my class went down to see a well-known male psychic. Okay, so this is what they told me. This is me hearing from them. They went to see John Edwards. I wasn't there. I didn't go. They went. So they all went as a field trip on their own. So they went down there and so their outline, it's a public thing, like where you go in and you go wait out in line. So what I was told by my client, it was a girl named Shelly at the time. So let's say I showed up like this and I put my black jacket on, my shiny shirt, and I'm talking to Shelly. Let's say we're out in line waiting to go in. And I'm telling her, like, for example, I have this ring on and I'm like, oh, it was my grandmother's ring. You know, hope she comes through. I love my Nana, whatever. And I'm talking like that. So in the audience, apparently, because one of Shelly's friends was actually working there. This was interesting. So in the audience waiting to go in the auditorium was Shelly's friend, who was one of the producers, kind of, in the back. And yeah, somebody got the name right there. That's right, yeah. I said it. So yeah, it's no secret. But anyway, the girl, Shelly's friend, had ear things in, like the ear pods, like these, like these things, right? She had them in her ear. So she would say, she'd wander around and she'd come up and she would say, oh, the lady in the black jacket with the blue glasses on her head and the blue nail polish, her grandmother, I just heard her say this. That's what her friend was hired to do. So they have an element of that. That's why I don't do live group psychic readings, because it's staged. The promoters, from my experience, from what I was told, the promoters want you to get your money's worth, but they're not going to risk doing cold readings on an audience of 500 that have just paid $150 nor per person, nor are they going to tell you that number one, you pay with credit cards. Oh my God, I'm going to tell you such a bizarre story too. They pay with credit cards, so you can Google. They do all kinds of things like that. Now, not every psychic, but when you have a large auditorium of people, if you think the psychic does not have that pre-planned, and I will tell you, I sounds like I'm bashing everybody, but years ago, now do y'all remember Psychic Friends Network? Y'all remember that, right? Years and years and years ago, I had just had Jason was doing a show for Psychic Friends Network. It was a reenactment of one of my clients that wrote to them at the time, because after I had Jason, I was actually working on their phone lines, and Jason will be 28, so it's that long ago. I was breastfeeding him, not that you care, but I was in the green room in the trailer, and so my mother-in-law was watching him and I was running back and forth doing the breastfeeding, and I was in the audience while the actors reenacted the story from my clients, right? So my clients were there. The story was over here. It was this couple that met and whatever. I said they'd be together. And then I was in the audience. They interviewed me and the actors did the reenactment, okay? So that was fine. The host was Linda Georgian and Dionne Warwick at the time. This is a true story. It's 28 years ago. So Linda, I was hanging out with her she was in Florida, and every time she came to LA, she would come over, she would stay, and I would do like her bookings and whatever. So we'd hang out, we'd exercise, we'd go shopping for the clothes she was going to wear because she was filming one of the first infomercial shows. She was quite a pioneer, quite into health. And she did pass away, I read a couple of years ago. She'd be in her 70s now, born in 1946. And I want to say she was a Libra. That's all I can remember. Anyway, she was a darling. And we even did a show called Love Psychic where we filmed in Hollywood. We did that. That was after. So I'm doing the reenactment and I'm just knowing her, like meeting her maybe a couple of months. And there's this guy in the audience, okay? So he's sitting there and she's reading the audience and she tells about him. She picks him out. He's a young guy my age. So she's 20 years older than me. He's closer to my age. She picks him out of the audience and talks about his car breaking down and he had these issues getting to the studio, whatever she's saying. Well, come to find out, actually, John told me, he ruined it for me because, I thought people were real and I just wasn't as good as them. Yeah, it was staged. But anyway, come to find out, John's like, she knows him. And I'm like, I don't think so. I just don't think so. Anyway, it was her boyfriend. I'm just saying. It's all the way along when you look at TV. So if you're really watching somebody, you have to understand the way that psychics bring the information through. And the way that they bring the information through, if they're not pressured to be right because they're on camera, is probably a better way to have a psychic actually perform, right? Because who's doing that? You stop waffling, whoever said that. It's probably not a good way to perform because when you hire somebody and you pay them a lot of money to go on camera, they don't want to be wrong. So I don't actually technically blame them for structuring it, right? Structuring it so they don't make stupid comments. But those were my experiences. And Linda was good. She just, again, was doing this for entertainment. So you've got to understand the line there. And also the best way to figure out, to defend John Edwards, one of my good friends went to him for a reading, totally blew her away. Absolutely blew her away. Oh, there, waffle bottom. Okay, yeah, nobody cares. Thank you, whoever the troll is. Trolls, those are my haters. Actually, those are some ex-friends. Hating on the hating. Go ahead and hate haters. I don't care. Anyway, to defend John Edwards, one of my friends that I trust a lot, very metaphysical, I mentioned her, Marina Anderson. Anyway, she got a reading with John Edwards and said it was spot on. So I'm going to trust her. And I'm going to assume a lot of psychics don't want to go out there on TV and get the wrong information and look stupid. I totally understand that. So there has to be another way to get the information, I think. And we all harness it differently. Some of us feel it. Some of us sense it. And if you take 10 or 12 psychics in a room, let's say you take them into a haunted house. Each one of them will get the information in a different way and speak it differently. They'll say something different. One will get this piece because of that perception coming from that person's instrument being the body. The other one will pick up on that. So it's kind of an intuitive art form. So if you get something you like out of it, then that's all that matters. Okay, Edgar Cayce, huge fan of Edgar Cayce. Huge fan, and I'll tell you why. Totally never understood it before until I hit my teens. Pulling up my shirt again. I have no etiquette, right? Okay, wait a second. Can you channel Eric? No, that's that channel. That's that channel channeling Eric. Have them do it. It's her kid. She can channel him. Or no, maybe she needs other people to channel him. So what was I going to say? Edgar Cayce. Now, Edgar Cayce was born, I don't know, a long time ago. I think he died around the age of 60 something, probably in the 60s, maybe the 50s. I don't know, a long time ago. So he's several generations back. Now, he's known as a sleeping prophet. And the reason that I like how he worked is because a lot of us psychics get energy and we go into immediate shutdown because the energy overwhelms the body. what he would do is he would come home on his lunch hour, sit down, and I don't know if his secretary was his wife or just his secretary, but she would get the letters out and that people wrote to him or asked him or whatever, and read the questions, and he would give an answer from kind of in a hypnotic sleep state. So he was known as I said, the sleeping prophet, and that's great. I understand that completely because my energy shuts down after I've done a reading in like 2 seconds. So I get that. He's very interesting. Do you know how many gifted people and psychics there are? Teresa Caputo. As I said, what could I say about that? I have not a clue. I have not a clue. I know I've read what people say, but I don't know her personally, and I haven't had anybody I know have a reading with her, so I couldn't even tell you. I do know that she's on, stage doing it, and you'd have to ask her clients, really. Caputo is fake. Well, wait, somebody's a genius. Oh, Dolores Cannon. Dolores Cannon, I mean, she's dead now, I believe. Dolores Cannon wasn't wrong in what she said. She got bits and pieces. Abraham Hicks, bits and pieces. Everybody gets bits and pieces, and so you have to take the information that resonates with you. Dolores Cannon, yeah, I think she was right about a lot of things. I don't think anybody's coming up with new information. I think it's been going around for a long time. That's what I think. I think we channel it in and out all the time. Okay, wait. Einstein. Yeah, I have no idea. Did somebody say Einstein? I'm like, John Wayne, I did channel. I channeled him for Adult Swim TV show, a Cartoon Network. On Cartoon Network, they have a show called Adult Swim. Makes sense, right? Cartoon Network, Adult Swim. Anyway, I did channel John Wayne, and that was really interesting because if I remember, and I'm only doing a brief thing that I remember, but if I remember correctly, I went to a foreign place, looked like Mexico, but he was quite the lustful person and had a lot of parties that involved group things. I was like, oh, I don't want to know about that. I do not want to know about that. So it was interesting. That's all I can remember from that reading, from that time frame at that particular time. So Jack the Ripper. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. Psychic twins. Don't know anything about the psychic twins except that they are the psychic twins. So they're twins that are psychic. That's all I know. I really don't know anymore. I can only speak to when I know something personally. If I've had experience or somebody I know well has had experience, then I will repeat the story and explain it to you. Sylvia Browne's story was actually my story. I was there. So that's all I can tell you. That's what I observed. I worked with Joseph, and I can't say his last name. I have no idea, but I worked with him on Psychic Challenge. That's all I know about him. I'm sure he's fine. I mean, book a reading and see if it can't hurt you. You can always get information from people unless they're completely, weirdly scammy, right? If they're weirdly scammy, then no. But I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Just keep in mind, Secret Twins claim to share only, I don't know. Wait, with you? Oh, I can't even read that. I think when it comes to psychics, back in the day, it wasn't, and Kim Russo, I have no clue. I don't know anybody that's read with her or not, or heard it. So I can't really speak when I don't know. I'm going to assume that they're there. You can kind of tell there's an energy, but it's much better to watch somebody work privately, watch them work rather than out public, because it's different. And when I'm doing my videos and I'm channeling, I'm actually, first of all, I'm running, you know this, I'm meditating, I'm writing down what I get when I get back to the car. So I'm asking questions when I start off running, about Chris Cornell. So I'm asking them to come through, and sometimes I ask on a Thursday, and it'll be 3 weeks from Wednesday they'll come through. So then I'll get the information. I write it down, so points, what I'm getting, okay, so little points. And then when I turn the camera on, sometimes other stuff comes out. But it's natural to what I'm getting at that moment, and sometimes it's not that great. Sometimes it's just not, whatever. It is what it is. So we try, and that's how we have to do it. You're not going to be spot on all the time. You're just not going to be. It's just not something that's going to happen. So I think, okay, wait. Spill some celebrity tea. Okay, getting back to Tom Hanks. remember, if you went to David Spade's, I've got to look it up because I'm insane now. If you went to David Spade's Instagram, and I'll tell you which one it is because I looked at it. David Spade, he does a lot, so that's fine. He's a comedian. They do that shit. I think it was somewhere, it was this one. It would be somewhere around March 16th. He's in one of these blue sweaters. It's one of those posts. Anyway, he's talking about, he's like, if Tom Hanks recovers. And he's making it really dramatic. And I'm thinking to myself, what, like, why wouldn't he recover is what I'm thinking, right? So I'm thinking, why not? He's like, if he recovers, then we're all good. And he's talking like that as if Tom Hanks is God, okay? And that if Tom Hanks can recover, hello, fellows. If Tom Hanks can recover, then we can all recover. But that's not what he's really saying, because then he says if Tom Hanks doesn't recover, he's going to, Roseanne Barr, I can tell you, if he talks about Tom Hanks not recovering, he's going to go up on his roof and and he did the gun thing like this. And I'm like, that's an interesting thing. It's really interesting because what the hell does Tom Hanks' recovery have to do with you being a Looney Tune and threatening to shoot people from the roof of your building or wherever you were implying? So that made me think there's something rotten in Denmark, as they say. So that's what that made me think. So when I'm looking at everybody's page, and then Ellen had some stuff, she was saying all these people who are what we call social influencers, whatever, build Ellen Lego. I don't know what the Lego means. Does anybody here know what the Lego means? It's driving me fucking crazy. I'm like, what does the Lego? And then Madonna singing and going like this. I want to go, get your hand out of my face, right? I know, totally. But I don't know what the Lego means. So if anybody knows what the Lego means, tell me because I need to know. Okay, so then Ellen and all of these people, they're like, you need to listen. You need to stay at home. Don't tell me what I need to do, number one, because we've been told we can go out and walk. And I'm going to say it again. If you can stand in the filthy grocery stores with the snotty people around you, 6 feet is not enough if you have TB, by the way, and your immune system's down, or if you have some kind of pneumonia to begin with that's not related to it, it's still not enough, and yet we ran up each other's butts all the time. So if I can sit in the store like that and you don't care, but because I don't have some maid getting me stuff, then I don't think you need to concern yourself with me going out and exercising. You can take that concern trolls, and you can go tell somebody else you concern, because I don't need you to tell me stay safe. No, you stay safe. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not stupid. I'm going to wash my hands, and I'm not going to go out if I'm sick. But every time you go to the grocery store, you're potentially being reinfected. So think about that. This makes no sense. You can't stay in. You've got to go get food. Oh, okay. So just logically think about it. They want us isolated. I know what they want us, and I refuse to do it. Which, if I end up getting dragged off to jail, please call my kids. Let them know if you see it first. And I'll get one of them to bail me out. But what I wanted to say is a lot of these people are pushing agendas. We're hearing buzzwords, politically correct. They're trying to get people to shame us. I don't really want to be shamed. I have no reason to carry shame in me. I'm not doing anything. Not doing anything. But when I look at Tom Hanks, I don't know that I believe that he's back in town. I've not seen any posting of him being in Los Angeles. Why wouldn't he post? Where did he go? He's back in town according to TMZ, but no post. Let's check his kid. What's that kid's name? Is it Chet? Yeah, Chet Hanks with an X. Yeah, we all know what that means, okay? We know. Okay, so from what I can tell, it's 2 guys and 2 chicks, social distancing, and they got 2 girls up there. Okay, that's fine. I see, here he is. I mean, there he is, blabbing away. Thank you for clarifying. Okay. That's funny. Okay, you guys, if you don't watch this, I see Jamie Deluxe is commenting on there. Excellent, excellent shout out. Good channel. Excellent. Really, really, really knows his stuff when it comes to Hollywood. Not afraid to say it. Not afraid to say it. Jason means healer. Yes, I saw that. So there's a lot of good people that speak about things. I come at it from a psychic way. They come at it from a knowledge and back yourself. Amazing Polly. There's Jamie Deluxe. There's A Call for an Uprising, which takes more the religious viewpoint of Christianity in what he does and how he approaches it, but they're all really good. Now, where is Tom Hanks? Should we send out the Marines for him or what? Because he's not posting on Instagram, and you know these people. Hello, folks. Okay, so now, you know, it's occurred to me. I'm going to mention Keith again. When I had Keith and he was like, I don't know, 6 weeks old, I hadn't been out. So I went to the movie, and the movie at the time was Castaway. And it flipped me out at the time because, and I was at the AMC in Burbank, and there was an earthquake that night. I remember it specifically because we were down underneath, and I was like, oh my God, earthquake, and I was panic stricken. So it was Castaways, and I remember watching it, and the whole thing of the airplane crashing, you know, at that point I'm hysterical in my seat because I got my baby, and I'm all like, I'm too emotional. I'm like too emotional. Shouldn't have even been out, but I had to get out, right? So I'm watching it. Now I come to think of this. I can't even believe I didn't pick this up. This is how dumb I was. This is how dumb we all are. We are really dumb. So I'm watching the movie, and I get the whole concept. He goes to work, this and that. So he's on the island. And I did think when he slimmed down for the part, I mean, that's really hard, number one. So I do give him credit for that. But what I remember about the movie was he had a very unusual movement with his body when, so he was a Tom Hanks with the beard, and he lost all the weight, and he was the castaway, right? So he's going to spear the fish. Didn't think about this, hidden in plain sight. He's going to kill the fish to eat, right? Of course, you're hungry, you're on an island. All right, so he kills the fish, and then he fries the fish. Then we hear Madonna talking about fried fish, but you know what it refers to? I just found this out. I had no idea. These are Guess glasses I got from the Guess outlet. I wear them because they're blue, and it's the best place, and they're really, really, really cute. So it's a Guess outlet. That's where I get them from. And it's the outlet by the 710 freeway by the casinos down there. What the hell is the name of it? Now it just blanked out of my head again. Anyway, that's where I get them. And I get these super cute little jackets at Guess too. It's the outlet, so they're all cheaper. So anyway, Tom Hanks, when I watched him in that movie, his body moved very odd. It was like, what if you watch it? I can't watch it now because I know what I'm looking at. But if you watch it, I was like, I don't know. It's like kind of like I'm gay, I'm straight, I'm not human. And I remember thinking, why is he doing that? Because I didn't know. So he caught the fish, he fried the fish. Then we hear Madonna frying the fish. She's gonna fry fish, she says. And I'm like, okay, like, you're Madonna. Is this what you have to talk about? That's good. I'm talking about Doreen Virtue. I do have an opinion on that. Anyway, the fried fish, I had no idea, but apparently sometime, I don't know when, I don't know if it's the early 1900s, in the 40s, in the 1800s. So forgive me that I don't know the time, but there was a serial killer with the last name Fish. I just found this out. Anyway, is that they idolize Albert Fish. Yes. Okay, that's the serial killer guy. What year was that? I just found this out. How dumb am I? I'm supposed to know this shit, and I didn't even know this. Apparently, this Albert Fish person, serial killer, which when I've looked at the energy of anybody who's a serial killer, they're not in their body. So if you're not home, who is home? Some other person squatting in your body, which would be demonic or an alien or a sadistic, awful person. Early part of the century. Okay, so we'll just say the early 1900s. Anyway, this Albert Fish person, he apparently was sadomasochistic and liked to shove metal things up his his pee-pee. Whatever. Anyway, he liked to do this, proving that he was probably tortured and raped as a child, just saying. But when they put him on the electric chair, which should probably tell me it is the early part of the century, or I don't know when the electric chair was invented. But anyway, when they went to electrocute him, this guy, I love Jamie Deluxe for such a young dude. He's very, very, very perceptive. Anyway, this serial killer was on the electric chair, and I guess he short-circuited it because of all the metal in his body, as in the hidden metal in his private parts. Yeah. So when I look at Tom Hanks in his performance and his body's all contorted, it kind of reminded me of Charles Manson. And then he's spearing the fish. Of course, a castaway would do that because I got to eat, right? Then he's frying the fish. That's a message. And we're too stupid. And what we're really watching on the movies is we're paying for one big clusterfuck of what they want to cram down our throats. So it's like an advertisement going like this. Coca-Cola. So every time in the movie they pick up something, it's like Coca-Cola. Oh, 1956, I think, or something. So it's one big 2-hour fucking ritual. Okay, now that brings me to Wilson. I don't even know why I'm on this tangent. I did not know this. I just found this out. I don't know if it's true. However, I do know that Anthony Weiner had on his laptop a folder that said life insurance, because I was posting about that about 3 years ago. And I do know that Peter Danglish, who worked as the Canadian humanities minister next to Trudeau, he had the same file on his computer. So they both had it, right? Then I know the two policemen that found Anthony Weiner's computer, because he was a little, pervert sexting people that were underage. I do know that when they looked through the computer, they found this file called life insurance. And I do know that the ritual performed on life insurance made the two cops physically ill to their stomach. And these are cops that were about to be, good point, the Green Mile. Good fucking point. Anyway, I do know that the two cops, they ended up committing suicide, which they didn't. Okay, that's murder. These two were not going to kill themselves. They just didn't want, one of them threatened to go public with that. But what was even more interesting to me was what they described was on the tape. So I'm just going to leave the key names out so I don't get like frazzle dip. That's right. That's the snuff film that's on the file that's called life insurance. And it's got a lot of the misses, Weiner's misses, and her boss. And apparently they were doing this ritual. And the ritual, I can't even say it because it sounds insane. I sound like a fucking lunatic. But one of the rituals was to cause tremendous harm to a child, a girl in this instance, according to all the information, and to basically remove the human part of the girl, the skin, which would leave a person to die because of infection, just by, it's like being burnt, right? And then apparently frazzle dip, the snuff film, because the person has to die after that, they would take the skin. Now, where do we know that from? Silence of the fucking Lambs. It puts the lotion on it. Remember? It puts the lotion on it when he had her down there, and then he was going to make a skin suit. Do you think that's a coincidence? And who was the consultant on Hannibal Lecter, the TV show? Because it's pretty much what was going on, and it turned my stomach when I saw it. So we have to think about this. Remember the crazy guy? And he was like, he wanted to be a butterfly. He was really dirty, though. Like, if you're going to be a girl and you're a guy and you're going to change, do your nails, for God's sakes. Even the movie, it was just disgusting. Anyway, the poor little actress, yes, he starved her, and he kept throwing it down there and saying, it puts the lotion on it, whatever. Remember that? Like, ugh, yeah, Jodie Foster, exactly. So that movie, Silence of the Lambs. But I just heard today, oh my God, it was, remember Sarah Sanders? Okay, I'm totally switching here. But remember Sarah Sanders was eating at a restaurant, wherever the hell it was, back east, when the restaurant owner came and kicked her out because she worked for Trump. She was with her family and all of that, and it was called Red something. The guy that runs that restaurant, or the head chef, don't quote me, look it up before I speak. One of those two people are the ones that wrote the Hannibal Lecter movie, and in 2015 wrote articles about how to cook human beings. That's real. That's out there. That's Googleable. Google. You can Google it. That red hen, exactly. It was either the chef at the Red Hen or the owner. And that I just got sent to me this morning. I was like, what the fuck? Then we have that series that is the Santa Clarita Diet, and it is about cannibalism. So they are sneaking this shit into our thing. And I'm sorry, I'm going to speak out against it because PETA PETA people get upset if you wear a leather purse. Well, really? Do you think we should be eating your fucking mother? I mean, come on. So Hannibal Lecter, and remember, I only watched 2 seconds of this, but with Ray Liotta was in it because I like Ray Liotta. He's adopted. That doesn't make a hell of a difference, but anyway, I like him. So I watched it for that, but I couldn't even stomach it because what they did, pay attention to this, what they did is they brought him in as a dinner guest, Hannibal did, along with the other one, the cute redhead, Juliana Moore, the cute one. Anyway, they did that and they gave him whatever kind of drugs, or they gave him something that was like a paralytic where he couldn't really think and he couldn't feel, but he could still be awake. And remember, they cut into his brain and then cooked it and ate it. Where is this coming from? It's coming from the consultant that came from the Red Hen restaurant where they kicked out Sarah Sanders. What is that? So I don't know if it was the owner or the partner of the owner or the chef. It just escaped. So if I'm quoting this wrong, you get the gist, Google it. Anyway, he wrote for a magazine about that. It's straight out there in plain sight. Now, getting back to the fried fish. So we've got Madonna singing, she's going to have some fried fish. What the fuck does that mean when you're in quarantine? What is that? The movie Eating Raoul? Oh God, yes. Yes, don't traumatize me now. So Madonna that everybody glorifies. All she can come up with in her kitchen, apparently in her bathroom, is she's going to eat some fried fish. That's what she's going to do. She's super cool. Okay, that's 2 references. And by the way, if you look at it, if you actually look at the philosophy of things, what they're doing is they are showing us bit by bit by bit. Now, I'm sure if you went back through movie history, you could probably find it. It's actually very scary when you think about it. I don't really know what's going to happen with that, though, because it seems like that. Oh, yeah. The bloody face on the soccer ball, Wilson. So all of us became fans of this soccer ball. I am not. And they had this thing where he was in a cave and, you know, he was pulling his tooth out. I can see that happening if you're stuck on an island by yourself, actually. I can see a cavity and I can see the pain and I can see you want to kill yourself with that. That I can believe if you've ever had a root canal. But he's doing it. So the blood, it's always about the blood, and it's on there. And it's that little face that the hair sticks up. Now, I posted this and I do have this picture. Ellen had it on her sweatshirt. Tom Hanks obviously was part of what he did. Lady Gaga wore it to an event, and it's all representing that. And I'm going to find you the picture, and then I'm going to show you the picture because I kept the picture against my will. But it's actually out there if you look. So you need to actually look at it, because even if it's not true and it's semi-crazy, what the fuck are you walking around dressed in, you know, in that? Why are you looking like that? Like, you're entitled to do what you want, obviously, but why are you doing that? Okay, seriously, where is it? I said I could find it. Now I'm like, oh, gotta go look on my Facebook page. I will find it. But when you look at it, you got to ask yourself, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? So people, we don't pay enough attention. This shouldn't even be a conversation in any of this that we're talking about should not be a conversation on any level whatsoever. I'm going to find this picture because I was posting all week on Facebook because I get just an obnoxious like tick about it. And I'm like, fuck you people. Okay, we're going to find it. Got a bunch of that idiot Prince Charles. Don't know him personally either. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Find it. No, not that. Here it is. Told you I would find it. We got Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Ellen, and Ben Stiller. I think that's supposed to be Ben Stiller in the back. And Lady Gaga. They're all dressed like Wilson. Now, why would anybody put this on them? Just take a look. Can you guys see? Yeah, that's cool, right? Like, I'm sorry, Lady Gaga, why are we admiring this person? Why? I'm not saying she can't sing, but why? What is this? What is this? So they're all, and there's the little soccer ball, Wilson, the little soccer ball down there. So when you look at it, ask yourself, why would these people all do that? Why? Right, because they're they are morons, stupid, and just completely evil. But like a serial killer, just go with this, like a serial killer that keeps something from his victims, we have these people running around in plain sight. Like Lady Gaga, people are probably like, oh my God, she's so inventive. No, she's wearing a fucking somebody's face mask and a meat dress. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know why people, because she makes the money. So she's part of that. It's called frazzle dip. I know. I really hope somebody releases that so the general public can see it. Yes, of course. That was a ritual thing. But anyway, they're running around with it. Ellen even is wearing it on her sweatshirt, and she's doing something with the Legos, and I don't know what that means. Anyway, it's on her sweatshirt. Why does she have that on her sweatshirt? What is the message? Here's the message. If, I'll give you an example just randomly. If people are out running and they're at the gym or whatever, and they're wearing those Spartan racer shirts, they all know who they are, unless you're in the race, you might not know what that symbol is, but it symbolizes something, and they all have a chant, and they all have a thing. So it's like a club, right? If you wear like the British flag, there's like a group of people that wear the British flag, right? So it's that. They're letting each other know they're from the same countries, same area. Doreen Virtue. Okay, let's jump to Doreen Virtue. Doreen Virtue, as you know, made those bitch and angel cards in her readings, and she's a little blonde. I'm not sure what she looks like now. I did hear she denounced everything about tarot cards, psychic work, and became a born-again Christian. Her choice. However, here's where I have an issue. She could say, this is my choice. I'm going to become a born-again Christian. That's fine. But when you make millions of dollars selling your thing and hooking up with Hay House, and then you decide to go against everything that you've been pushing for years, I'm going to question A, why you did it, and B, why you're doing this now. And now your cards are 3 times the price on Amazon. So fuck you. But she can still make this choice. That's all I know about her. But for some reason, and if I were to look at that, if I were to really look at that, I would actually think that maybe she was afraid because she's older about what was going to happen to her because of whatever she did to get that popular with her cards to begin with. That's how I would say it. I would say it that way. So there's probably something she's afraid of because when we get older, we get afraid of stuff. There's probably something she's afraid of. So thank you, you guys. Yeah, so there's that. I'm not really sure why she did that, but I think it's kind of bullshit after years. Like, it's fine. It's like the Marlboro Man guy. I think he died at age 90 something or whatever, but after he made all his money doing that, he told all his kids, he never smoked, by the way, that Marlboro guy, the guy, or the Camel cigarette guy, one of those guys, Marlboro Man. He never smoked. I was listening to an interview with him one day when I was driving, and he never smoked, but he told his kids not to smoke, but yet he went out and advertised cigarettes. That's not good. So I think Doreen Virtue was along the path that she did this, and this, had help from some reason, and then decided, no, I'm not going to be that person. So there you go. All right. So let's look. Nail polish I saw. Yeah, this was dip. Okay. Roseanne Barr. Roseanne Barr herself said she sold her soul. And I'm going to repeat this so much. I don't think you can sell your soul because I don't think we own it. Now you can sell your body. You can sell anything in your house, but I don't think like there's an ownership of a soul, but I do feel you can do stuff to be tricked, right? So that's what she said she did. This is out of Roseanne's. This is nail dip. You know the dip, the S&S dip, and it's the blue S&S dip. I want to say it's number 68 or 65. Don't quote me. Depends on your salon, which we will never get back into because we're quarantined from the salons. And why the hell is the nail salon not a fucking necessity? Because it is. I'm sorry, it is. The hairdresser, the nail salon, pedicures, total necessity. I don't know what you people are thinking. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. Roseanne Barr has said that. Like, she says this on her own page or station or whatever. So I just go with what she says. Okay, have you heard of, oh God, I can't even see. All right, so let's see, who else are we asking? Skincare. Skincare. Well, for skincare, I use Jafra Cosmetics. I use Estelle's oh my God, I forgot the name of it now. I don't have it in front of me. Shit. I use her skincare regime though. I do. I use that. And then on top of that, I use sunscreen, which hers has sunscreen in it. And then I use coconut oil. So I always like shave with coconut oil. Yeah, I'm giving away the fact that I shave my mustache off. Don't tell anybody. Yeah, I do that. I also have hair on my toes. That's what you wanted to know tonight. So I use coconut oil to shave, and you drink a lot of water and sleep. But you know what? When you get old, it just happens anyway. Your face just goes. It's terrible. But you have to like get used to it. So what we need to do, because this is all like complete nonsense tonight that we have to do this. Wait, have you heard from Tom Petty new song called Murder Most Foul? No, and you know what? I don't know why we're listening to any of the music that's like that. I can't see that. I can't see that. I did see Bohemian Grove though. Yeah, I mean, okay, so was it Alex Jones who went to Bohemian Grove? They talk about it. I listened to somebody else talk about it. Oh shit, what was the guy's name? Last name was Ronson, and Marina sent me the link. Joe something. Okay, so anyway, this dude went with Alex Jones, I think. It was somebody like Alex Jones, and they went to Bohemian Grove. And he got the impression that it was just a bunch of guys running around in robes, simulating ritual stuff. And I'm like, if you're like over the age of 30 and you're doing that, you're a little bit crazy, and we need to worry about you, because what you're simulating is just like hazing in a college. So what are you simulating? So there's that. Sorry. Oh my God, I don't like to drink in public because I slurp. Okay, so, oh my God, I can't talk about that cult church. I will get murdered for that. See, those people scare me actually. But his wife, let's just say, is on a block of ice. I did channel her and I saw very clearly. I'm going to say something weird about that particular person. Somebody mentioned the person's name going up there, and cult church person whose wife was missing for many years. Leah Remley may have spoken about it. When I tried to focus on her energy by accident, like I was listening to something and I focused on her energy by accident, you know what I saw? I saw her in a block of ice. So what do you do when you kill someone? You put them on ice. But this was different. I really got the impression that she had been thrown into some sort of water and held in a block of ice. So frozen in an ice cube, by human cube, and then attached to the bottom of like a boat or something. I don't even know if it would be a boat. Attached to the bottom of something in water and then held in ice. And that I did get. Other than that, I'm not saying her name, but you know who I'm talking about, I believe. Okay, so now let's talk about raising our energy. So in this misinformation, yeah, her. I'm like, yeah, you just said the name going up there. Exactly. In this misinformation where everybody's panicked, what they're getting us panicked, what they're getting us to do is, if you see somebody out, you got people going, be safe, shaming you. Don't be shamed. If you have to go out and you have to go into the grocery store, then you have to go into the grocery store. Wash your hands. Don't touch anybody. Don't cough on them. Don't do this stuff. Just be a good person and go about your business. If you want to raise your energy, you have to get out of the mindset of fear, because they're really pushing us into being fearful right now. They're trying to get us to do that. The only way, oh my God, wait, definitely curious about her. I have no idea about her, really, Teal Swan. I mean, I know she does videos, but I don't know anything. Okay, so the way that to raise your energy from anything, whether we're being controlled, whether you're in, an internment camp, which is what I think they're trying to do. It just strikes me like internment camps. I don't know. I don't like the feel of it. I'm not feeling it. And since I'm a psychic, I'm not liking it. I'm seeing people with different agendas coming all over everything. So part of what they say about the celebrities is right. Part of what they say about the virus is right. But it's the economy that's going to take a hit. It's businesses, like all of these people, nail salons, hair salons. Why don't they want us working? And why the hell is Amazon taking over everything? What is that? So that's part of the agenda, but it's like multiple agendas. So it's like somebody with multiple goals, multiple this, multiple that. That's why I can't really feel it. But I do know that regardless of it, we don't have any control, really. We don't have any control. So how does one raise their vibration? You pray. Okay, wait a second. Something, Waco, Texas. Well, I think Waco, Texas, it's funny. I was talking about that earlier. I feel Waco, Texas was in the same position we are in now in a littler context. And they called David Koresh, whatever he was or wasn't, I have no idea about that, but I'm talking about the concept of what he was thinking. He was basically fighting, forget his personal life, he was fighting against the IRS and all of those things, and he wasn't wrong actually in everything he was saying, and he was a survivalist, and they justified shooting him. I don't know, does it? It's because they didn't want us to hear what he was saying. I'm not saying he wasn't nuts either, okay, because he probably was, but what he was saying was not completely wrong. Oh yeah, that woman with her kids went missing. Exactly. I haven't even looked at that. I can't focus on that. Okay. So, all right. So let's see where I was going with this. To raise the vibration, to raise anybody's vibration, what we need to do with our minds is to distract ourselves. So we need to start learning things, any kind of things, any kind of book, any kind of crystal book, any kind of ping pong book, any kind of, you want to learn how to knit, sew, cook, whatever. Do it that way. Also, through prayer. Now, what we're doing here is we're doing chain prayers, which means we are taking prayers and giving them to 4 people that we don't know. 4 names on this page, 4 names on your Facebook page, 4 names on your Instagram, 4 names on somebody else's Instagram, plus your circle of people. So that's what we're going to do. 4 people that we don't know, plus everybody that we pray for normally, our kids, our parents, people we love, our friends, all of that. And we're going to raise the vibration up. That's what we're going to do. We're going to raise it up so that we don't come into the fear element. And if you pray, even if we get into internment camps, it's not even funny. I'm like, what are we? Is it like after World War II, the Pearl Harbor, the Japanese, or are we being accosted by Nazis? I don't know. Feels like both, actually. But you have to raise the vibration because regardless, this is the circumstance we're in. So when you go into it, you have to go into it like a warrior. A warrior is always aware, silently praying, and always knows where they're going to go and understands that when they speak up, they could actually be they could end up dead for what they say. So true warriors step into the fight, but they use prayer as their backup because you're going to cross over one day anyway. So why not pray? I'm just saying. Or you can fight it tooth and nail, listen to them, give in, be a whining baby and listen to what they're saying. And I don't believe everything they're saying. I'm sorry. I just don't. Call me crazy. I'm not saying there isn't a virus either. There is, and people are getting sick. I would like to see the statistics on how many people are and what their ages are and what their prior illnesses are. Doesn't mean that somebody can't get it though. So we do have to at least use common sense. But again, if you can go to the grocery store, you should be able to go climb the hills, just saying. And walk around and rollerblade and go to the beach. It can't possibly, nobody's going to be out there suntanning. You should be able to cram up and suntan, but why can't you walk on the beach? Since you can go into the grocery store. I'll stop saying it now. So we're going to raise the vibration and do that. But the way that you want to start praying for people is people you don't know so they feel it. And when they feel it, they'll want to raise their vibration and they'll hand it on. Because keep in mind, that stupid word that I'm going to say, social distancing, what that is. When I was running Mount Wilson last time, or the week before, whenever it was, I got a download on this. A download means when a bunch of information comes to my head and I'm like, aha, I know what it is. Out of nowhere, not even asking. The download I got was the social distancing or not touching people or stepping aside from people, okay, and encouraging it and forcing us to do it on our own. I'm not saying with people with colds outside, okay, or old people with lung problems. I'm not saying that. But all of that is basically cutting down the connection between chakras. When 2 people are close, within energy space, their bodies talk to each other, their energies, their energetic bodies talk, and there's a dialogue going on there, but we don't know it. But that's what they want to stop, is that dialogue, because with that dialogue comes like-mindedness and strength of soul, strength of God, and they're trying to disconnect that. That's what I believe. So when they cut us in a way where we can't go over there, can't go over there, can't hug, can't do this. But I did see people holding hands outside. So what are the cops going to do? Arrest them? What if they're boyfriend and girlfriend? Oh, they can't touch? Are you telling me people aren't having sex right now? Is this what you're trying to say? Because I don't believe it. So what it does, though, the heart chakra doesn't connect, throat chakras don't connect, but this all goes on basically energetically around us. That's why when someone comes into your life and you know them, it's an energetic thing. It's something because the souls have talked prior to, and the conversation has gone on. They're trying to stop that because with there's an instant knowing, just like when you meet somebody and you're like, I know you. There's an instant knowing. So they're cutting that. If we can't get close and we can't connect, touch, then we can't really read and feel. They want us to become more computer focused instead of physical. I mean, look at the relationships right now. We got a bunch of young men out there that think all girls have to look like a Kardashian and be on a porn thing and snap pictures of their whatever to get dates, because they won't be liked if they're like, quote, not doing that. And we've got men out there that, you know, have to have muscles turn sideways like this. And so it's a whole moving us towards not connecting on a soul level. So we actually have to step up and stop that. So as soon as the 30-day mark is over from this quarantine, because you would either have it or you won't. And if you're a carrier, you're going to continue to be a carrier because you're going to keep going into the supermarkets. You could pick it up anytime, still not get sick, and still be a carrier. So I don't understand. If there's somebody medical out there, please explain it to me, because I'm pretty bloody stupid at this point. I don't understand what's being said to me. So what that is, though, is energetically. So when we pray, we surpass this human kind of containment and we go above it. And then we can connect on the higher chakras. They don't have control of that yet. Well, maybe they do, but we can connect on the higher chakras. So that's what we need to do. We also need to tell people that when we see them, we are going to hug them. We are going to hang out with them. We are going to, you know, touch them. So if you have people in your house, so you live with a family of four, say, and one of you goes out to get gas and comes back, do you hug that person because then we're at the gas station, or do you go, no, social distancing? I mean, yeah, makes no sense. So we have to get up and get around that. Also, people have to understand, if we're not showing things and we don't see things and they're taking away more liberties, we actually have to raise our energy together. That's why I'm saying pray for four people you don't know, because it's interlocking. It's interlocking our energy and we become strong. They cannot stop it. They can't stop it, whoever it is. One of the agendas is against us, that's for sure. I can feel that. And one of them is about the Hollywood stuff, the pedophilia, and I can feel that. But then there's another one, and I don't know what the hell that is, but you know, whatever. I'll get it. But sometimes my energy's blocked. Sometimes psychics don't get everything, by the way. Somebody goes, did you predict this? No, I wasn't looking for it. I mean, it didn't hit me on the side of the head like 9/11 did, but you know, usually I'm just reading my clients, and I don't go around reading people. People are always like, they're always afraid of psychics. They're like, are you reading me? No, I'm not reading you. Trust me, I don't care. I'm going about my business. I'm not reading everybody. I mean, unless you have a really good story, and I've pretty much heard all the stories, so no. We don't go around like that, but I'm sure there are psychics that got it. I think what is important, though, to raise the energy is we have to stay as normal as we can. So we do need to go outside. We do need to walk around. We do need to do the things that make us happy. Smile and continue to push the envelope as far as being told what we can and can't do. We need to do that because we're not being given information. We have a Senate fighting. We have people yelling at other people if they don't do what the government says. I'm never going to do what the government says. Hear me clearly. Not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. They used to kill people. Do you know they killed people in countries for that? But no, these people do not have power. So in order to go around it, we have to actually raise everything about us. Now, somebody is texting. Sorry, I get these weird texts. I'm just looking to see if it's my babies. Okay, it's not. They're not texting me because they don't care. I'm kidding, they care. Okay, so in order to do it, let's pick 4 people and let's pray for them and those 4 people. And it's 4 people you don't know on top of the people you do. So I want you guys to all do that. That's the first thing, really, really important. Second thing is we actually are fine. I don't have any more celebrity shit, or that might be a repeat. Most of us are fine. If you do get the virus, it's probably not going to affect you unless you have a pre-existing condition. If you are healthy, I don't see why you would have a pre-existing condition. I think it might be connected to smoking. So you might want to consider not smoking. Okay, so somebody wanted me to talk about Chiron in there. Chiron is the wounded healer. Wherever it's placed in your chart is the focus of what you will work on healing. So it will bring the issues up constantly for you so that you have to deal with these issues. That's what will happen. It will continue to bring these issues up. So there's a focus on the placement, the house placement, where it is, and if there's any planets conjunct it, and you will then learn through what it is, and you will keep repeating the cycle until you have your Chiron return, and then hopefully you learn and you move on. Most of us don't learn and move on. I mean, Buddha was looking for enlightenment and he kept wandering around for 40 days. So he was looking for the enlightenment and he didn't realize it was right there within himself. And they do say that when you reach enlightenment, you go off your karmic wheel on your chart. So that's quite interesting to me. I don't think I'm going to get there. I don't think I'm going to reach enlightenment. Okay, wait. Have you read the law? No, I haven't. Okay. Oh my God. Chiron and Pisces. Well, Chiron and Pisces. I have Chiron and Pisces. You must be close to my age. Chiron and Pisces is a combination of things. It's already wounded. Depending on its placement, it's all of the issues that you've had from living outside of the logical physical in a spiritual aspect, but in the house it's placed, it's where it's important, and then you would know how it's reflective. But you would have just had your Chiron return, if I'm correct, last year. I think it was at like 18 Pisces. Oh my God, I hope I said that right. Might not be. Okay, wait, why Tylenol? Okay, I don't even know about that. Tylenol. Oh, something to do with the medicine that you can't take. You can't take Advil and you can't take something else. I don't know. I know Advil for sure. I know you can't do that. Okay, so what other questions do we have? Okay, I can't even read that. Ibuprofen, I don't know if you can take that. Acetaminophen you can't take, that's it. Or Advil, which is probably acetaminophen. So don't take that. Take whatever. I don't know. Google it because I don't know. I shouldn't even say Google. Research it. Maybe DuckDuckGoose it, right? Okay, so Luke Perry was interesting to me. I haven't really channeled him. He was very, very, very interesting. Oh, why smoking? They say it gets in the lungs. Because, of course, when you smoke, even pot, sorry, pot smokers, it gets in the little fibers in your lung. How big do you think your lungs are? Like this big? Like, I mean, literally, they're not that big. And they have tiny little fibers, like the nose hairs in your nose. And the smoke sits in them. And I guess it's probably very sticky or tacky. And so I'm sure that the virus could stick to it. That's what I think it is, or vaping or anything like that. That's just what I think. Now I just completely forgot. Oh yeah, Luke Perry. I found that very odd. That seemed like payback for something because he was young, he was cute, he was healthy. He just signed something over and then boom, gone. He just randomly died. Didn't he have some damn stroke or something? Very interesting. I don't know. I have to focus on him, honestly. I haven't picked up on that at all. Have not picked up on it. Mars in Aries. Well, Mars in Aries is going to be Mars in Aries. It's natural. Aggressive, depending on where it's placed. You know, I don't know much about Cher. I mean, I haven't really picked up on Cher's energy, but 52. Yeah, he was 52. He was born, I think Luke Perry's born in 66. I want to say he's a Pisces too. I've got to Google everything tonight. I'm not going to use that word anymore, but let's look his birthday up. Luke Perry. Let's see what he was. Luke Perry, yeah, 66. He was a Libra, October 11th, 66. Died March 4th, 2019. St. Joe's. What the hell are they doing over there, right? Anyway, yeah. So it was him. It was Alan Thicke. It was Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff. Haha. Freudian slip. Sorry. It was John Ritter over there at the hospital. That's funny. Adam Schiff. So yeah, that's interesting. That guy's an interesting character too, right? Like what is interesting person. I don't know much about him, but I do. I was just reading these articles on the tunnels that go under Chateau Marmont and the other hotels around there. And I guess they close them down or whatever. Yeah, John Ritter. I know, I did like John Ritter. He was quite funny. I did like him. But I don't know. I haven't even channeled his. Yeah, Adam Schiff. The Standard Hotel, the tunnels underneath the Chateau Marmont. I've only actually been to the Chateau Marmont like 3 times. One of them was for a friend's birthday recently, well, a couple of years ago. But other than that, it was like 20 years back. And I'm trying to think of the energy. It's an okay energy, but it was hard to feel. It was hard to feel energy. There were some darker spots in it, but it could have been because the whole place is actually dark, as in not many lights. Like they have it kind of a thick area there. So there was a lot of stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. But when Steven Tyler, I'm not speaking about Steven Tyler. You can't make me. I'm not gonna. I'm not. I won't. It will not happen. Some people I can't talk about. Okay, I don't even know who that is. I know nothing about John Bon Jovi, believe it or not, other than slightly, maybe back in the day I listened to his music. Maybe, but not really. Just because. Yeah, so I was more of a Zeppelin fan. Okay, I don't know who Chris Evans is. Joan Rivers. Okay, just going back in the day to Joan Rivers, who I like very much for her sarcastic wit and all of that. But going back to, back in time, her husband suicided. Remember? Yeah. So I don't know what I think. I have not channeled her energy, so I don't know. Now, Chris Cornell comes through really strong these days. He is not in shame. Chester is not in shame. And you know what's interesting? I think I know why I'm suggesting that everybody pray. And I use the imagery, I just got it right now actually, use the imagery of locking hands together, locking arms. You know, like you hold somebody around the arms? Is because Chris and Chester are locked arms. And then I see, I'm actually getting this while I'm talking to you, I see a group of people, the room is getting freaking ice cold, these two when they pop up. A group of people around, one of which includes Princess Di, and I really think it's Leroy Moore. I do get a head shake on that. So that's who I'm getting. That is who I'm getting. I'm not saying other people aren't in that, but they're all holding hands, and there's people I don't know, and there's people all the way through history. There's people in the British royal family standing next to them that are long gone, like way before those two would have been born, wearing, like they almost are showing up in sepia tones in my head, showing me that they're aged or from a different generation. So they are all lining up. They all lock arms. This is an energetic force field. So that's why we do the praying. And I was using the analogy that it will lock us together, not in a bad way, but in a good way. And they're doing this on the other side, and they stand strong. So don't think anybody's ever going to get away with anything, because they're not. We just may not see it rectified the way we want. When I'm looking at Chris Cornell's energy, and I look off to the side because I just want him to give me some pictures here. When I look at Chris Cornell's energy, I actually get that there's focus on his own children right now. And I'm getting this, like I'm getting literally like he's in a hurry for something. Like I'm looking at my watch, TikTok, like I always say, but he's in a hurry for something with regards to one of his children. I believe a son. I believe it's a son. I could be wrong. But there's a boy in that family, and his focus is on that boy child. It's very, very strong. Okay, so this answers another question. Oh my God, what's her name? Okay, Michael Hutchins, his girlfriend, and that baby, Peaches, she steps forward right in front of me right now. She steps forward in front of me. Okay, this is how I'm going to word that. I've never actually, people ask me to channel her. I've never gotten her, so I'm going to do this right now. What I get from her right now, she's coming forward this way. The group is around me like this in a circle. She's stepping forward like this. What I'm getting right now with her is that the love affair that she had, now I don't know if this means her husband, father of her children, or somebody else. The love affair that she had, this person was sent to her. She trusted this person, and into her life he came, and then out of her life she went, is how she's saying it. Into her life he came, and out of her life she went. She's busy. There seemed to be some paperwork done before she died. There seemed to have been some paperwork, which I find really interesting. Something was done, something was written, something was spoken, but written down. And she steps forward right over here. So she's one of that group. She steps forward. Like, I don't think these people all know each other. Maybe they do, but they're all stepping forward. Understand, it goes on in my head, and it's like my room is filled up and I get a wave of cold air, which I'm freezing. And you know how I am with the heat thing going on, but I'm freezing right now. They're all stepping forward. Okay. I'm seeing a flag from a different country. Which is the flag that's white with a round circle in it of a different color that's like red or blue? Is that actually Japan? Something to do with this? I'm trying to see why I'm getting this. Okay, there's several people showing me this white flag, and it's got something in the middle. I'm wondering if they're saying somebody's going to give up, or it's the flag from Japan. I'm seeing it. They're holding it and they're walking with it. But when I say they're walking with it, they're surrounded like this. It's Peaches Geldof. I think she was adopted. I get her. And okay, I know that she died of a heroin overdose. A drug overdose, but she didn't die of a drug overdose. So I feel like when I say that, she didn't take the drug is what I feel. Blue is Japan, red is China. Okay, the red is, thank you. The white with the red flag, that's interesting. I'm being shown that for some reason. So maybe the third agenda has something to do with that. But with Peaches, what I'm getting with her is she didn't take the heroin herself, and that's nonsense. That's not what she did. Not what she did, not what she did. So she's just saying, I didn't do it. That's what I feel like. However they said she died, she did not do this of her own hand, okay? So that's what I feel. When I look around at the room, okay, here's what I'm being told. So these people are rising up in strength. Sometimes when you look at people, and I'm going to give you an example. If anybody's seen Harvey Weinstein right now, ugly as hell before he went to jail. Ugly, okay? Sorry, that's rude. But seriously, he just had an ugly vibe, ugly face. There was never anything attractive about him. But when you look at him now, so the man stood, however tall he is, he stood up and down. When you look at him now, you are seeing the human form fall to the side of what lives in the body, and that's why he's like hunched down. You're seeing the humanity that wasn't there, that was hidden. You're seeing it go because he can't feed off of anything. So what I'm being told is the way that these people feed off of our energy, energetically, they did it without us knowing. So they stole our electricity without us knowing. They cannot do it anymore. It is underneath. That's why you're seeing him. I'm actually getting freezing cold. You're seeing them look that way. That's why when you look at them, they look weird. Okay, so they look weird because you're seeing, they use us to hide behind. Now this is interesting. Analogy with the skin and the mask and, you know, Silence of the Lambs and all that shit. They put a mask on with our energy. So they are lit up like Christmas trees while they siphon the gas out of us. That's actually what's going on. That's what I'm kind of being shown right now. So that's how they do it. So that's why yes, Beyonce, come on, about 8 years ago, she sold out for sure. Look at her. Look at her. Don't trust me. Don't trust me. Just look at her. I feel like, okay, Alice Cooper just strikes me as just, I don't know. I don't know about, I haven't never channeled Alice Cooper because he's live. Bob Hope. I'm not sure about Bob Hope. I didn't mind Bob Hope, but there was something very peculiar about the way he looked. Again, there I am being like judgmental, but it struck me as odd, so I never really paid attention to him because it struck me as odd. So the way Bob Hope looked to me was very, I'm not sure what it was, but the look made me shut it down. So I don't know what that was. But what they're showing me, they're all around. And Chester Bennington, okay, so I'm just going to go into this. And I'm like stretching my back like this. Okay, so Chester Bennington, he is holding, and again with the color white, he's holding a white rose out to somebody right now. That's what I'm seeing. I actually feel like this is a female in his life, not his mother, somebody else. And she visits where he is all the time. And he's handing her back a white rose. It looks white to me. What I'm seeing with Chester, which is really interesting, do you know how hard it was? Do you know how hard it was for him to cross over the way that he did because of what people thought, and they're scared, and they know what they think, but they're scared. He's kind of saying to trust what you think in regards to him. Sorry, I can't even see that. Okay. There had been other attempts on his life prior to his actual passing. And everybody was kind of moved out of the way. And it's really quite sick because they kind of feel like they believe that when they kill him, he's not going to really die, which is true because the soul goes on. But it's not true because he who is killed doesn't live on, and he didn't commit suicide. This I'm saying straight out saying it. Straight out. He's showing me somebody that sits by his grave, sits by where they mark his grave, and it's a woman. Her back's there. He stands directly behind her when she does it, and he reaches out and he kind of grabs the back of her hair. She has long hair. He grabs the back of her hair and hands her back a flower. I'm just being shown that in 1 second. Hands her back a flower, but it's a white flower. It looks white to me. Rose flower. And for some reason, I feel her in the sitting position. So I'm assuming it's actually a gravestone. I don't actually know where he's buried, but I'm seeing it in the sitting position. I am also hearing to say, whoever this person is, okay, he is saying that the information that he was talking about and what he was doing, it took him a long time to get there. He did not realize how much he was involved in certain things until he tried to get out of certain things, and then certain things kept coming back to him in his memory and his mindset and all of that. He didn't quite realize that. So it took him a long time to be able to stand up, to be able to get to be able to do this. He is saying that there's other people. These people are in his family. He's saying there's other people in his family that are now realizing certain things and are basically like trying to shut their ears off and shut their knowledge off because they don't actually want to see it or hear it because it's so not the way that they want it to be, but they are now starting to see it. So it's a full frontal kind of assault on them. And for that, he's sorry, but it has to be shown now. He's showing me that. He's actually showing me. He's pretty brave. Now, he shows me, okay, there's two sides to him. One that's like a person that wants to be like a, oh my God, like a bows and arrows, guns, excuse me, oh my gosh, up all night, sorry. He shows me that side of him. And then he was quite the tinkerer is what he's saying. And I'm using the word tinkerer. Taking things apart, looking at things. And I don't even know if we're talking about trains or why he's referencing a train, but he's talking about that. So I'm seeing that part of his personality. He's kind of showing me within 8 months. So this is March. Okay, so it's April. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Yes, I did just count on my hands. So by November, he's kind of saying that the energy around should be elevated a bit. So something is going to come out of why he passed that way. Something is going to come out of it. He knows why he passed that way. It was straight out murder, and he was going to say what happened, and he was worried for his kids, and they moved his wife out of the way, and out of the way she went over there. Do they do it on purpose? Do they not? That's for you to figure out, he says, but they were literally moved out of the way. Very interesting. And he kind of felt it was coming, but he didn't pay attention. And he got a little bit too like, oh, it's not going to happen now. And then it happened now. And it was bullshit. It's the same thing as Chris Cornell. Death at the hand of somebody you know who's a friend. And that's bullshit. That I see. Okay, he's putting I'm talking about Chris Cornell. He's putting a coat around somebody. And I feel like this is an elderly person in his family. So I'm wondering if somebody is sick in his family. grandparent, elderly uncle or aunt. I'm seeing him because he's wrapping them up in like a house coat and he's putting it around them. And it's like they're kind of like this. It's a female. I think she's female with a Kleenex in her hand. And he's kind of keeping her warm or keeping her covered is what I'm seeing. So he's showing me what he's doing, but he stands very tall. And that's really like briefly, but he didn't kill himself. I straight out tell you, Chris Cornell now stands up. I stand up. I'm not in shame. He's not in shame. Nothing happened to him where he's in shame. He was when I first met him, and by met him, picked up on his energy. I don't really know them. But you know what? I do kind of get to know them because I know them differently than what's projected over here. It's never the same for me. It's never the same. So what you read about these people is not how their soul is, because the soul feels so differently to me. And he's showing me, Chris Cornell is showing me a lot of different things. Okay, I'm just covering my head because they're like coming in through the back here. Okay, Chris is showing me okay. I'm just going to say it. He's showing me a huge book that is bound with, what is it? I don't know, like an old book bound with rope. Huge though, like probably like 3 feet or something, or 4 feet, whatever that is. And he's opening the book and he's going down the book like this. And he's looking and he's turning these big pages, turning. It reminds me of a law library or some kind of big book that you put up there, okay? He's looking at this and he's looking at it and he's looking at it. Do you know what I think it is? I feel the earth or this plane or the planet, I think this is what he's trying to say to me, has a certain direction. So there was a certain intention for the planet as people since we've been born, since our parents were born, back and back and back. Certain intention, and it's like he's showing me that all these things are being checked off. All these things are being checked off. So what's happening now has already happened, and we are taking back what is rightfully ours energetically. It's energetically. It's not physically, it's energetically. So I am wondering from what he's saying, and I'm getting ice cold now, my eyes are twitching again. I am wondering if, from what he's saying, if what he means is what's happening right now has to happen in order to see the bigger picture in the book. I almost wonder that. So there's something to do with what's going on right now, what's happening basically with the planet's soul energy and where it's going and what's being uncovered, which has already been uncovered, but now we're uncovering it. So it's like we're reading the book, but the book has already been thought of and read prior to it. He's showing it and he stands so tall. Like I'm literally stand up. No shame whatsoever. No shame. Okay, but I'll tell you something. I literally tell you something. Okay. He's kind of showing me people dying in a guillotine. I don't know what that means. Like, you know, where they put their hands like this in their head and then they chop their heads off, I guess. He's showing me this for some reason and I don't know what that means. He's showing me that. I have no idea. I'm asking and I'm just getting a look. His look is very direct. He's definitely ascended. I'm talking about Chris Cornell now. He's definitely ascended because the focus in the eye is translucent and sparkly and I can see through his eyes in my head. And I see through it, which means his vibrations elevated. They are all out there. There's no hiding it. There's no hiding it anymore. So part of that is happening and he was murdered. This was not an accident. It was at the hand of somebody he knew. Only he didn't see them from behind. This is a different. Chester knew. Chris did not see. Chris did not see, did not understand. That's where the shame came from. It came just like that. So as I look around, okay, what I'm seeing right now, and I have no idea, I'm going to try to focus on this. What I'm getting right now is I'm getting a group of little kids. They come right up like this, okay, in my head, but it steps in front of my energy field. It's like I'm watching a movie and I'm seeing them come up. Anyway, the little kids step in front of me and one little girl hands me a note. She wants me to read the note. She was trying to get a note back to her family before she passed away, murdered. The note is like, I don't have a little, well, it's like a note. I have a little thing, but she's handing me this little note. It's not that little. It's wrapped up. It's like she was trying to get people to help her and nobody would help her. This has something. They're all around. Like they're literally all around right now and they are coming up one by one, handing me a note. There's a gentleman to my left here. I don't know who this person is, but I can tell you in his public career, he wore, oh God, like a really, almost like a sombrero, but not. It's not, it's brown. It's not colorful, but he wore a hat like this. I am wondering what he was. He was some kind of dancer. Oh my God, I don't know who this is. Okay, tap shoes, tap shoes, tap shoes, down like this. Okay, so he's doing that. He's sort of showing me, I don't know who it is. It makes me crazy. I don't hear it. Anyway, he's turning his hat over and the kids are putting their names into the hat, putting the papers that I really feel have names. They want their parents to know where they went. Some of them still don't know where they went. They don't know where they went and are still under the impression that the kids are doing fine on the earth. That's some kind of trickery right there. Oh, Gregory Hines. But I know Gregory Hines. I mean, I know what he looks like, but I'm seeing him to the side here. Tap dancer. Do you know if he wore a hat like that? Now I've got to Google that. I'm going to stop saying Google. I have to research that. Anyway, the hat was thrown down, and that's kind of what I'm getting. But the kids are all throwing the messages in the hat, and they want their names read. They literally want somebody to read their names. Now, when I look over here at Chris Cornell, I'm getting the big book, it's huge records, okay, records like the Akashic records, but it's for the earth, and all of these children's names are in it. Now I know the connection that's happening like this, and my head's spinning, and I'm getting it, and they are all standing behind it. They are finding every single kid that has disappeared, been murdered, trafficked, locked up, boxed in a cage. They're finding every single kid and cross-checking. And this is what's going on. As the kids cross over, they are brought over here and their names, it sounds weird, their earth names are checked and their energy is kind of put to the here. That's why they're able to show me that. That's what they're doing. They're actually checking the name. So there's a shitload of kids. Nobody knows where these kids are gone. Nobody knows where they went. And these kids, right now, their parents think they're still walking the earth somewhere, Chicago, New York, wherever, Brazil, wherever they are. The parents don't know they're gone. This book is being done energetically so that each and every name on there is going to be revealed. That is actually what I'm seeing. He is standing here. I do not know if it's Gregory Hines because I cannot see the face. It's weird. I see the feet and the shoes and the dance, and the hat flips over. The names go here. The book correlates with it. So the name goes here. The book correlates. And when they can't find a kid with a name that's in the book from the circumstance, they go to find them. So there will be no kids lost. They will all, kind of does remind me of Mexican, actually. That's what it looks like. But the hat is not like a sombrero. It's not like that. It's not colorful. But it's turned over. I'm almost wondering if this person was like a flamenco dancer or something along these, something like this, because I'm seeing like the black pants, but the feet are like tapped, but he's here and he's kind of over here, right here. I'm going to ask him who he is, but I just get a grin. I get a smiling grin. Face is clean shaven from what I see, and I get a smiling grin. I almost wonder, time frame. Somewhere in the mid-50s is where he's from, time frame. He may have passed away between 50s and 60s, but they're all banding together. Even those, and here's another thing I'm being told to say, even those that partook, whatever, were around that industry, some of them were not fully engaged in it, and they are helping on this side now. So everybody's energy is actually building. That's what we're feeling. That's what the virus is. That's what this nonsense is. There's an internal war. So I don't know why I'm saying this example. I'm sorry for laughing. There's an internal war. Kind of like when you eat something and you feel like, oh my God, my stomach, I'm going to like either throw up or I have to go to the bathroom or whatever. You can't do that now. There's no toilet paper. But that's what's going on. There's this internal war. We're combusting with the energy right now. So it's a fight to kind of pop that energy open. That's what's happening. Like a war in your stomach from eating some yucky food. That's exactly what's happening right now. That is what's happening. Be very, very suspicious of anybody that is trying to get money for charities right now. Literally stay away from that. I am being shown 8 months. Well, it seems like 8 months to me. Okay, it's very strange. There's different levels of things going on. There's different things, different levels, all the way up. Like five different staircases in front of me going up this way with kids, just kids and kids and kids. None of them, like some of them knowing, but none of them knowing. And I'm actually like literally being told that there's some missing kids that have been mistakenly confirmed dead that within 8 months step forward out here, this side, not their side. So there's kids that are, whatever, we thought they were dead and they're not dead. Or kids that were missing that, like, I wish it would be that little boy on the milk carton from the 70s. Kids like that are missing, that we think are missing and dead, but they're actually not missing and dead. So this is being brought forward within 8 months, and there's 4 of them, and they lock their hands together. That's what the numbers 4 come. There's 4 actual kids that are going to come forward. Obviously, Bill Cosby is a fucking pedophile, rapist, pervert, weirdo, horrible human being, sociopath. Don't ever eat Jell-O again. Okay, there, I said it. If he repped it, don't eat it. All right, so had a little breakdown there. That's why there's 4. There's 4 kids stepping forward that are going to be recognized or reunited. It's 4. We pray for 4. There's 4 that come back. We pray for more and more come back. We just keep doing this. This is what we keep doing. Raising the vibration. That's what's happening on the planet. We're going to combust. It's going into a combustible thing like this, like where it's all the energy shooting. The virus, the masks, the crazy people, the in-house fighting, the governmental fighting, the shutdown of the airports, the shutdown of everything. It's actually to contain the energy. Very interesting. Okay. I'm getting patted on the back in my head. I have to say that because it's really hard to explain, but when the energy connects like that, I just have to say it. Say it with that. But these people are waiting, and each and every child will be acknowledged. Their names are in that book. It's a huge book. It's a huge book. That's what's going on. That is what's happening. So that was very interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so they all back up now. They go back that way. Okay, they go back, like in my head. I see it like a zoom back. They go back that way. And then they kind of bend down and they put their hands in prayer and they start doing that in front of me. They want us to pray. So I'm going to say, these kids, these people want us to pray. That's what they want us to do. Okay. Oh, I didn't read that. That's what I'm seeing. So I'm assuming they've stopped. They really jacked my energy up in a good way. So these kids are going to be acknowledged. They're not forgotten. They're not missing. They're missing, but they're not forgotten. Meaning in spirit, that's what's going to happen. That kid, Jimmy, is it Ghosh? That little boy. I wish he'd be found. I have no idea. I don't pick him up there, but I wish he would be found. Okay, so there. That's it. And now I have a little bit of a headache and something about coffee. Did I see coffee? Okay. Oh, shit. Stella. Okay. I'm over it. I'm going to call myself Stella Bella. Somebody said that. I'm kidding. I got to get a little dog and call it Stella. Then I can say Stella. All right. I'm not going to do that. Anyway, so this is who they want us to pray for. They want us to pray for the kids. None of them are forgotten. Their names are all there. They know exactly who's missing. So these people on this side that have been doing this shit, they never get away with anything. They can hide a body. They can do whatever they want, but they don't get away with anything. That's what I feel like. And I feel like they're movies. And I feel, start looking at these people's Instagram. Somebody message me if Tom Hanks shows up with his own Instagram picture. Somebody show me that, because it's day 2 now. TMZ reported him here, but I don't see him. So where is he? I don't know. And now I really, really, really have to sign out, because I really, really have to get up early. So I will do that. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I mentioned what I mentioned at the beginning, but I have to talk about the day, and we're in the virus season. So I got to mention the shit that goes on, because that's just part of it. And thank you for letting me do that. I wasn't planning on doing that. So 4 and 4 and 4. That's what we do. We pray for 4 people we don't know, because in those names might be the names of those kids. So it's the people we're praying for, but something resonates in the prayer with the name of the people. So all we do in our heads when we pray, when we ask God to pray for safety and health and love for everybody. So like our moms, our dads, our babies, our kids, our pets, our neighbors, whatever, friends. We pick 4 people's names, say the names. I have a feeling the names we say in 4s are the names that are in the books, or will be the names that are in the books, because each of us is going to pick 4 different people. That's what I feel. I feel it's very important. That's what I'm going to say. So again, you guys, I love you all. Like super. Thank you for letting me do this. And I'm sorry I'm a hyper nut job, but I can't help it. And I will come back and I will say good night, and I will talk to you guys again later. And everybody, I saw coffee there. God, I would love a coffee. It's right over there. Yeah, so I want you guys just to really, really know that you will be fine and trust in it. Wash your hands, smile at people, be happy, don't be fearful, and put that energy up there, really. The 4 names, 4 kids, 4 names. That's what I'm going to say. Okay, you guys, peace out. Mwah.